Today, we are going to go through the frequently asked questions. But before that, let's revise what we have gone through for this whole time. So, we started by discussing our mission, and then we went through the three-phase belief, and then we discussed the most important aspects, which is the fundamental base rules, the circle of safety, the triad of balance. So let's go through it point by point. As we discussed, it takes 21 days to make some sort of inroads to change a habit. So why not let go of the beliefs, values, needs, and wants that don't serve us? Why not rub out the old and bring in the new? My vision and the Body Guru Retreat's vision is to offer you a space to express yourself so you can become happier and healthier. And we as human beings all know what is to be done. We just require the environment to help us to get there. And that's what I would like to offer you, is to challenge your beliefs, your values, your needs, your wants, to challenge the protocol of being within your boundaries, but also understanding the importance of being grounded and having boundaries. What we call boundaries, I call a circle. So the circle of safety is what will be your boundary. And once you're there, and once you're clear of your values, beliefs, needs, and wants, at least you have something to ground to keep strong. It's like being in the eye of the storm, where you're in the middle and you're not worried about what's happening in and around you. As shared with you, the 21-day program will simply scratch the surface. It's not going to give you the solution in 21 days. You're going to have to practice morning, afternoon, night, and get rid of the layers after layers of emotional garbage that doesn't serve you. And it doesn't mean that emotions are a bad thing. Emotions are a very good thing. It's just a matter of how you address them and how you look after them. The tools that we are offering you are simple, realistic, they are scientific, both traditional and modern, tried and tested by our facilitators and verified by our patrons of over 20 years. So you're in safe hands. What I've brought to you is basically the essence of how you can help yourself through this phase. I believe in keeping things simple and short. And if I ever do release a book, it's going to be a maximum of 30 pages, maximum, like maybe so small. Because in short, you need to eat well, move well, sleep well, and all your answers will come. In fact, at the end of the 21 days, I'm actually going to share with you how to move from being into a system or being in your circle to move beyond, where you don't need to follow any rules or regulations to keep yourself healthy. Rather, you need to just be aware of the foundations that you've set for yourself. So the next time someone comes out with a fad diet, or someone comes out with a new supplement, curcumin being the most significant one, where there's so much hue and cry about having turmeric, where some cultures have been inculcating turmeric into their daily foods regularly. Of course, the discussion or the argument here is that curcumin gets destroyed at high temperatures. So the turmeric you're having should be processed at a low temperature, just like how you would do by hand. So my question is, it's your body, your health, your mind. So why not take responsibility for it? Why let a doctor or a wellness coach like me, or a nutritionist, or a personal trainer take the responsibility for you? Yes, they can guide you, but the work needs to be done by you. Until you don't actually grab it and do it, it's all talk and it's not going to be any action. So for the most of you who are watching or listening to me now,
If after 21 days, you're not going to implement what we're talking about, then you might as well just download my course and watch it like you're watching one of the shows on your computer or on your TV, because it'll be nothing but just a philosophy. And I believe you have the power of not only healing yourself, but you can repair, you can move to a state of performance, and you can enhance who you are. I hope you're up to the challenge. And remember the mantra: eat well, move well, sleep well. In order for you to eat well, move well, sleep well, it's important for you to be very clear with your circle of safety. It's also very important for you to be aware that there are 3 phases of growth. There could be more, but there are 3 basic phases of growth. One where you're in the circle, one where you have one leg out of the circle, and one where you're out of the circle completely and you only come back when you need to. Remember the 3 simple thought processes that we spoke about? So a laser beam is more effective than a light bulb, and keep things simple. Now, to keep things simple, you need to be very clear about your circle of safety. And the third point was health and happiness frequency. We are all beings of frequency. We are all energetic beings. As I shared with you, being in the state of that vibration is the vibration that exists at the center of the earth. It's the sound of earth, it's the sound of universe, it's the sound of Ah, O, Ma. It is the sound of orgasm. It is the sound that exists in every moment, in every sound. And if you can vibrate with that sound, you won't need to have an intention. You won't need to have an action plan. You won't need to have a manifestation strategy. Things will just happen. But the question is, are you going to be awake when it happens? When I say awake, I don't mean with your eyes open, but I mean like how you are now. You're awake, you're alive, you don't know what's going to happen. So you have to live in the now. You can't plan for the future, can you? And in this, there is power. In this, there is freedom. In this, there is opportunity. So either you're going to wake up each morning and make the best use of this opportunity. You're going to dig in deep and you're going to start thinking like you have no option. And you just keep practicing your practice, your practice, your practice. In Indian philosophy, we call it sadhana, tapasya. How much are you willing to own yourself? Or like I say to my Australian friends, own your shit. And like I say to my Indian friends, own your spiritual space. And as I say to my Swedish friends, own your space. Different terms for different cultures. And it's interesting, it's fun. Talking about my Australian friends, talking about my Swedish friends, and talking about my Indian friends. The interesting thing is, we are all the same everywhere in the world. Our languages might be slightly different in the way we communicate, but human beings all over the world are the same. We live together as a community, even though we don't know it. We tune in to the collective consciousness, which is also known as the herd mentality, which sometimes is used negatively. But if we can use it positively, like we're doing now, helping each other out through this phase, see the power we have within ourselves. Now, before we go out helping other people, we need to dig in deep. We need to find out who we are, what works for us, what doesn't work for us, and we should own it. There's nothing wrong in being who you are. The question is, do you know who you are? And if you do, then own it. Own that space like you are a strong tree in a storm, and nothing can distract you from there. An interesting study was done to find out what's more important, the stability of the mind, or the food, the supplementations, and the lifestyle that you follow without looking after the mind and the brain and the body. So when we talk about the mind, it means the whole body, the physical body, mental, spiritual, emotional, all of that. They found that it doesn't matter, or it didn't matter what you did with this part, which is your eating, sleeping, supplementations, etc. It makes a difference, but not as much as mental health or the mind makes a difference. For example, we all think memory is in the brain. That's true, but memory is also in every cell of the body. When we talk about the body, remember, it's not only physical, it's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and a lot more. But for a discussion for now, we'll use these 4 terms. So take charge, keep your body fit, keep the mind strong. And how do you do it? Not by reading a magazine, not by going online. Do your practice. Meditate in the morning, meditate in the evening, half an hour, and move the body, because the body, when it moves, releases energy. When energy is released, there is a flow. When there's a flow, you get freshness. Just like a dam full of water, when it bursts, water gushes out. Keep the body moving and choose the modality that suits you. Remember the fundamental base rules to use on daily basis. Your circle of safety, so your needs, wants, values, and beliefs. Very, very important. I hope you have made your circle and you have started to write down your values, beliefs, needs, and wants. If not, please start. The triad of balance. Remember the triangle I was trying to make for you? And maybe I've got it right now. Yep. The triangle is health, wealth, relationships. Physical, mental, emotional health, wealth of money, wealth of knowledge, and everything else you can talk of, abundance. And relationships, relationship to yourself and to others. It can be first you, then them, or it can be parallel together as 2 individuals, 2 people, reducing your expectations, reducing what you want rather than talking about what we want. These are the mantras for success, for happiness. Like I shared with you, I've seen people with a lot of happiness and no money, a lot of money and no happiness. At the end of the day, it comes to balance. You cannot live life as one. It's all about compounding together, the compounding effect. Together, we are stronger. In the same way, the compounding effect of bad habits. It's okay to have one bad habit, but if you add habit over habit over habit over habit, it compounds and it becomes a problem. In the same way, if you don't meditate every day and you clean your headspace of the emotions, of the thoughts that don't serve you, it's just going to keep building up. And it's going to become a mountain of garbage, up to a point where you start feeling anxious, you start feeling confused, you start questioning life, and you'll go into the whole circle of Maya or illusion. My question is, do you strongly believe that you don't deserve to be the best within yourself? Do you strongly believe that you can't do better? If so, like they say, namaste and stay where you are. But if not, then do it. Change. Make the effort. Sit by yourself. Meditate. Go within and go outward. Ask the universe for help. Ask the questions. And believe you me, you will get the answers. But for you to catch the answers, your fishnet needs to be ready. To get the fishnet ready, you need to do your tapasya, your practice. Be in the state of health and happiness. And to be in the state of health and happiness, you need to eat well, move well, sleep well. Very important. Let's go on to our topic for today, the day 4, which is frequently asked questions. How do we know how to create a triad of balance? Because how do we know what comes first, what comes second, what comes third, how much percentage each thing has? The answer is very simple. For the ones who have been hearing me for the last 4 days, today being the fourth day, you know the answer. Do your practice, do your meditation, do your movement patterns, and you will get your answers. Because only you know what is best for you and how your triad works with your values, beliefs, needs, and wants. Remember, values, beliefs, needs, and wants is your circle of safety, and the triad of balance works with that. For you to be able to get it right, we recommend less lectures and more practice, like I've written in my notes. Simply put, follow some basic rules. We call it a wellness circle. Eat well, move well, sleep well. It's that simple. Too many choices equals to too many thoughts equals to confusion. But once you create your wellness circle and triad of balance, you know you have your safe space to return to whenever you feel overwhelmed. It's like going back home. If you've had a shit day at work, which I'm sure not many have had for the last few weeks, you go home and you feel secure because you've created home, you've created your space. Same way, create your space around you. So wherever you go, you have your safety net. I'm exactly like you, you are exactly like me. If I can do it, you can do it. Really that simple. And it doesn't matter what you've gone through. It doesn't matter how unlucky or lucky you've been. What matters is what you want to do now and how you want to live in the future. As I simply say, if you're hungry enough for change, you will do it. But if you're not hungry enough for change and you're satisfied by being who you are, by all means, do it, own it. But not for once should you then complain and say, life is not the way I want it to be. Because the way your life is exactly what you've asked for, either consciously or subconsciously or unknowingly. Now, we've had many debates, arguments with people saying, oh, you don't understand how it feels. My question is, and with due respect and with a lot of love and empathy, how does it matter if I don't understand what your past is? What matters is where you are now and where you want to go. Of course, does it make you feel better talking about the past? Go into the mirror, talk to yourself, and then come back to your zone of where you are and where you want to go. That, my friends, is the answer. There is no shortcut to that. Second frequently asked question. What tools do you offer people? As in, there is so much information out there. So what separates you from the information out there? This is the question that was asked to me. What separates the information I'm sharing with all the other information which is out there? The tools offered are simple, realistic, scientific, both traditional and modern science. Tried and tested by us on ourselves and approved by our patients and clients over the past 20 years. Simply put, there is a lot of information out there, and most of the information is not only conflicting, but it's not personalized. And information by itself is not useful if not implemented at the right time for the right person. This is where the teacher or the coach comes in and guides the student towards a personalized program. Now, who's the guide and who's the teacher? I am just a tip on the iceberg. You are your own guru, your own body guru. And for you to know your answers, you do your sadhana, your tapasya, perseverance towards yourself, or penance, like they call it. Go within, go outward, ask the universe, and find your answers. We at Body Guru, which includes myself, Dr. Paneri, and we have a fantastic nutritionist called Maria Lucy on board very recently. We believe in curating an environment personally to suit you, so your needs, your wants are addressed. We don't believe in giving generic advice or information because you have enough of that. I'm sure you're quite overloaded with the information. Keep your thoughts simple and you will be fine. Once you start fragmenting and asking too many questions and getting too many answers, hoping for a shortcut, you ain't going to find it. And I say that not because I feel like I want to stop your options, I'm saying it because I've been there, I've done that, and I have found you just land up emptying your pockets and draining yourself emotionally because you're living somebody else's story, not yours. The third question, in regard to community, how do we include them if they are not conducive to the frequency we want to be in? It's a very important question, very, very important question. The question came from a point of view where I was discussing the importance of community, collective consciousness, and how for us to be healthy and happy, it's important for us to have collective consciousness with our community. The question put to me was, what if I'm trying to create the frequency of health and happiness, but the community or my family doesn't want to get there or doesn't want to know about it or are stuck somewhere else? How do I, as an individual, move forward? I'm going to read out the answer. Well, this is the challenge. We humans are social beings, so being around each other is important. Both, so we feel we can contribute and take contribution when we need. But yes, the frequency is very important. And this is where the retreats that we create for you and workshops that I'm hosting for you assist as we create an environment of health and happy frequency, which is exactly what I'm forwarding to you. There is no shortcut. The answer lies within you. Do your meditation, do your movement patterns, eat well, move well, sleep well. We do it by doing yoga, meditation, movement, posture, and alignment techniques. Group discussions and simple strategies to include into our daily lives. Whether it's a corporation or an individual, we personalize strategies and create spaces that people can take back and tune into the frequency at the time of their need. It's like taking the retreat back with you and creating your own retreat in the form of a circle. Now, I know this sounded more like a marketing answer, didn't it? But this is essentially what I and we believe in, which is it's one thing coming for a detox, coming for a retreat, but it's another thing to actually take that space back with you. I'm hoping the 21 days that we're doing will help you create an altar in your house. And you can download the videos as and when you're ready, or come back onto this group and watch them again and create the sacred space for you. It could be a trigger of a thought. It could be a physical space. It could be a t-shirt or some clothes you wear that make you feel connected to that frequency. So figure it out, keep practicing, and when you need help, I'm here. Or we are here. The next question, and what about collective consciousness? My answer, you become what you think, act, and feel. One thinks based on what they are surrounded by, which is your environment, sometimes called peer pressure. We refer to it as collective consciousness. Unfortunately, we are surrounded by a different frequency, a frequency not suited to our optimum beings. And this is our doing, not anybody else's. But if we are able to create a consciousness of health and happiness, we connect with the consciousness of that frequency. So when you participate in a program with us, we create triggers or point of references in our meditations and visualizations. If you haven't tried one of our meditations and visualizations, I request you to please try it because we're getting some fantastic reviews. To the frequency that then allows you to tune in daily at your work. And to stay in that frequency, we offer weekly or fortnightly online or offline sessions to let you stay in that frequency. It sounds like another pitch, doesn't it? But this was created for my corporate workshops. So I'm sorry if it sounds quite pitchy and marketing, but I hope you can get the gist of what I'm trying to share with you. which is you are responsible for your frequency. Your emotions will come and go, but it's your choice whether you want to own that or you want to own another space. You can maybe create an altar or a special space in your current environment and maybe call it the 21-day life coaching program, or you can simply call it a special space for your body. Whatever and however you do it, it's a matter of creating that zone, creating that frequency, and coming to tune with it. Just like you wear different clothes for different meetings, you wear different clothes to go out, you wear different clothes to sleep at night. Same way, you create a space that suits you and works for you.